So I'm going to give you a quick video recording of paragraph 1, sentence 1 on page 268 in chapter 19. So this is the sentence that I've got that I have assigned to myself to work through this to let you all again see my method. I apologize for not doing this for the last couple of chapters, but especially since we've learned some new things, some new verb forms. Let's see kind of what we can work with for this one. So I already got my sentence typed up, and I already have my parentheses put in place just to make it a little bit easier to run through this. So this first phrase here, metato apothane, I immediately recognize an infinitive here, and I know that the lexical form is apothnesco. I know that the lexical form is apothnesco, so I see here that this is slightly different, so what I'm dealing with is an aorist active infinitive. Remember that whenever you have a preposition followed by an article for an articular infinitive or some infinitive phrase like this article is always going to be neuter. It's always going to be neuter. So this is neuter singular accusative, the neuter singular accusative. So after somebody died, let's find out who. Tous apostolus. Okay, so remember that the subject of your infinitive occurs in the accusative case. And what we have here are masculine plural accusatives, tous apostolus, because the article here has to agree with the noun which it modifies. So our first phrase is going all the way from there to here. After the apostles died. So that's that first phrase there. Then and coordinating conjunction almost always means and. Kai almost always means and. So and in tais. Okay, so we have the word tais here, but then immediately following this article, which is feminine plural dative, we see a genitive followed by another genitive followed by another genitive. And then finally, we actually see what tais modifies. It's not any of this. It's hemerais. Tais hemerais. So this is also feminine plural dative as well. This is a useful way to, or helpful ways maybe to go through some of your sentences. If you're coming along here and you see tais, tais, suddenly you've got two articles right next to each other. They don't agree totally in gender, number, and case. You can almost always bet that there will be something farther down in the sentence or in the clause that this first article modifies, and that's exactly right. So basically what we have here is tes megales flipseos is its own phrase, and then tais hemerais is kind of sandwiching, it's bookending this phrase. So if I've highlighted this, so it'll be helpful for you to see how all of this works. So these are all feminine singular genitive because they modify each other. So let's put this first whole half of the sentence together. After the apostles died, and in the days, so tais hemerais, and in the days of the great tribulation. So after the apostles died, and in the days of the great tribulation. So let me type this out. So, comma. All right, moving on. Epemphe. Epemphe, okay, so we have here an aorist passive indicative third singular from the verb pempo, to send, or I send. Epemphe, third singular. So we're looking for a subject. Well, the very next word is our subject because epistole is feminine singular nominative. So a letter was sent tais ecclesiais, to the churches. It's pretty straightforward. To the churches. In te, so in the feminine singular dative, oikumene, in the inhabited earth, or in the inhabited world. Also feminine singular dative. Paratithese tois pistiusen. Okay, so paratithese, paratithesa is a verb that we have learned just this chapter. It's from paratithemi, which means I place before. So even if you did not happen to remember what paratithemi means, you do recognize this ending here, thesa, as aorist passive participle feminine singular nominative. So what we have so far, epimthe epistole tais ecclesias ente ocumene paratithesa. So a letter was sent, a letter was sent to the churches in the inhabited world. And then, so I think paratithesa, because it's nominative, I think it is modifying, it's describing, it's referring to epistole. But it's also it's also aorist passive, so having been placed before. Tois pistiusen. We have here masculine plural dative because we have a participle, masculine plural dative. Before the ones believing, I can spell that correctly, the ones believing, that literally means, I hope you all know that the abbreviation IE is Latin for id est. So come down here, IE equals id est. What id est means is that is, or something along those lines. It's very different from EG, which I honestly don't remember the Latin phrase for it, but EG means for example. And these are very different. So in your academic writing, make sure that you use these properly. When you are wanting to give an example of something, use EG. When you are doing something like what I'm about to do, you use IE. So, look at the sentence that we have up here. Tois pistiusen. So we have tois pistiusen. I translated it very literally as the ones believing. But what that means, i.e., the believers. So you see how IE works there? The believers. So, having been placed before the believers, a report, a kohen, is feminine singular accusative. And even if you did not know the form aleithei, you know that aleithei, which means true, is, aleithei, which means true, is modifying a kohen. And so you know that adjectives have to agree with the nouns they modify in gender, number, and case. So a kohen, aleithei, is also feminine singular accusative. Concerning periton, so means concerning, periton, eschaton, hemeron, polu, carpu. So hemera is feminine, and so tone here is feminine plural genitive. Eschaton is modifying hemeron, so it's also feminine plural genitive, and hemeron is feminine plural genitive. Polycarpu is the genitive form of the name Polycarp, Polycarpos. So this is masculine singular genitive. And the rest of these singular genitives modify Polycarpu. So these are also masculine singular genitive, masculine singular genitive, masculine singular genitive. And from the days of Polycarpu, the blessed or fortunate teacher of the saints, or of the holy ones. So this is masculine plural genitive, and so this one is too masculine plural genitive. So sent the believers a true report concerning, the last days of Polycarp, the blessed teacher of the saints. Polycarp, the blessed teacher of the saints. So that's a fairly quick demonstration of paragraph 1, sentence 1. Went through this pretty quickly, but this is what I will post on my sentence post. So if you see anything that maybe I missed or maybe I did not do correctly, please feel free to mention that, and we'll be happy to dialogue about that. So thank you all very much.